it's Mio. It's Friday, November 26th, 2021. And I figured I'll do one of these. It's a bit of a throwback. It's the first, however, dozens of videos that I made on this channel were just me in front of a camera, just talking about what's been going on. And I figured, actually, it was because there was a comment that was left on one of the earlier videos. That's I think her name was Ashley, that had left mentioning that it was helpful to have those videos up. And at the time, and still now to some degree, I'm not sure. The hope is that these videos are helpful, and they're helpful for a number of reasons. Like, one is to be able to document my experience, my particular journey and experience with pancreatic cancer, but also dealing with what it means to have an incurable disease, and how I my decisions or my ways and experiences of going through it, but also at the same time what it could mean when there is some time that I have been very fortunate to be able to be given with my diagnosis. And one of the things that is a big deal for me today, for instance, is that the Apple documentary, or sorry, the Beatles documentary that's been directed by Peter Jackson. It was announced around this time last year. And when it was initially announced last year, I really didn't know whether or not it would be possible for me to be able to experience it. And the fact that, and then it was initially scheduled to be released for August of this year, and they pushed it back to November. And today is the day that it finally dropped on Disney Plus, November 25th, and it's a 3-part series. It's going to, I think, be dropped over time this week, next week, and the week after on the Fridays. And the fact that I'm here to be able to watch them is something that I believe to be an incredible milestone. So I'm very thankful for that. And it also, makes me think about like what this year has been in a lot of ways. This has also been November, which is Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Month. And last year during this time, I was in really no shape or form to be able to talk about pancreatic cancer or my experience with pancreatic cancer or what's going on with me and so forth. It was still so fresh with what was going on. And I remember Alex Trebek passing away during November of last year, and how really the only thing that I knew about his particular reason for passing was that I know that he had announced that he had pancreatic cancer. I didn't really follow his journey, but having just been diagnosed with mine, it was a really tricky one to have hear and see all over the media, and that was a very emotional time for me. And I was also trying to get a whole bunch of stuff done, I think, in last November. But anyway, it was I think back to last year, and I think to myself, like, wow, like the fact that I'm here now is still a pretty incredible thing. So with that said, I have been talking a lot about Pancreatic Awareness Month on Twitter. And if you'd like to follow me on Twitter, I seem to be there a lot. And I'm at Mio_Yokoi, YOKOI, MIO_YOKOI on Twitter. If you'd like to follow me or just connect there, that would be really great. I also know that I have still a ton of videos that I have to upload. Maybe not a ton, but a good number of them. I mean, certainly a couple of them that I really want to get up in the next, shortly, very soon, is that when Joe and I met James and V, who came from the States over to Toronto to experience the Sky Dome, and the Jays play the New York Yankees here during the last week of the season. I had a conversation with them both about what it was like for them to go to so many of the stadiums that they have gone to. James all 30, and I think the a dozen plus for sure. And it was a really great conversation to have with them. So I do have that video coming. Recently, there's been a couple of live streams that we've been doing, and I hope to continue that as well. We will be doing some. I think the idea now, for the time being, at least anyway, is that we'll be planning on doing a live stream once. So every 2 weeks Thursday. And I think the next one we will be doing is next week, whatever day that ends up being. I don't remember. December. I don't know. I'll it'll be up anyway soon enough. But so we will be doing a live stream, and hope to talk about the Beatles documentary with people who might be interested in showing up and talking about it. And I'm also and Joe is also open to answering any questions that you might have out there. I mean, outside of that, Joe and I went for a bit of a road trip earlier this week, and it was fun to get out. And it was I really do like getting out and spending time with Joe, but I found that it was really tiring. I was very, very tired this week, and the last couple of nights I haven't slept that great because my digestion was off. So every so often I just had to get up and walk around because I just had some bloating and some gas that I just needed to release. And the best way I found to do that is just to get up and to walk around. And that doesn't help when you're trying to get some sleep. There's also ongoing construction right outside our place, and also find that our place, once the air conditioning gets turned off, is very, very warm. So means that if we open the windows or if you open the deck doors at all, that it becomes it's just construction noises. It was just really difficult to sleep through. So there's a number of challenges that are going on in terms of where I am health-wise. I have the last CT scan was a couple of weeks ago, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago now, and my recent blood work, I don't have my CA19-9 this time around, but that would have been a couple of weeks ago, showed that the treatment is seemingly having an impact. The tumor in my pancreas is stable, and it doesn't appear to have any other spread for the time being. So we feel that the FOLFIRINOX is having an impact, and so we're continuing with FOLFIRINOX for the time being, which is, the best news that I can have at the moment. I've been tired, which is what happens with chemotherapy, and but the fact that the treatment is working is really, really great news. I have chemo tomorrow, and the next chemo cycle will be on the 11th, which would be in 2 weeks' time. And then I think after that there's going to be a little bit of a break during the holidays for a month, which I think will be good because it'll just allow me to maybe reset a little bit more before the next cycle happens. So that's where we're at, and I just wanted to update you on what's going on. I mean, outside of the fatigue, and yeah, like some of the fatigue is really, really hard, especially the last couple of weeks. But I've been out doing stuff, and I think that it's just the consequences of that for me. It's not just because of the treatment and the cancer and so forth. It's not as easy as bouncing back the next day as long as you get some quote unquote decent sleep or decent rest. For me, I find that I need For whatever it is that I do, I probably need like 2 or 3 or 4 times the rest in order to get back to sort of a baseline place. So we were out and about for a couple of days earlier this week, and it's Friday now, and I'm finding that today, just about today, is when I feel like I've gotten back to sort of like a status quo, which actually feels good for me, because then I'll be in a, hopefully, a good place to be doing chemo tomorrow, because chemo is going to be and like, just historically for me, chemo is difficult. Chemo day is difficult. So I will I know that tomorrow this is going to be a bit of a write-off. I go into the hospital, I'm there for about 5 hours, and I come home, and it'll just be just me um, just trying to shake the chemo for the day, and I'll have the pump for a couple of days, and we'll get removed on Monday. So that's what I'm looking at. But I also realize that it is Thanksgiving weekend for you folks who may be watching from the United States. So happy Thanksgiving to you. It's not a holiday up here in Canada. Our Thanksgiving was back in October. So there's been a lot more Christmas trees already in the last couple of weeks here. But I know that in the States there, Thanksgiving, it's after Thanksgiving where the Christmas season officially starts off. So happy Thanksgiving to all of you. I am thankful, so thankful for all of you that have supported me and follow along. And chef's kiss to you. And as always, please take good care of yourself. Love and care to yourself and the others around you. And also, if you have some that you can spare, please send them my way. And again, if you'd like to maybe connect or see how I'm doing, Twitter is a good place to 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 get me. Well, maybe outside of the YouTube thing here, and it's at Mio MIO_YOKOI on Twitter. So hopefully you're taking good care. Thank you, thank you always for your support and care, and I will talk to you again real soon. Bye.